How you doing, folks? Mike here with Go Man Do. Uh, as you know, I'm a tea drinking fool, and I've had this guy here. This is a little teapot guy. It just boils water, and then it turns itself off. And then if you want to boil it again, you got to, boil it again. And I was thinking to myself, there must be something better than those things. So I found something better. I went online and I got myself this guy right here. Look at this thing, man. This has all kinds of controls on it and stuff. It does all kinds of different things. You can boil oh shit, there's water in there. You can boil water to different temperatures, like if it's green tea or white tea or oolong tea, whatever kind of tea, and it boils it to a different temperature. And then this also has a feature on it where um, it keeps it warm. It keeps it at the same temperature. You can see all the different ones on here: 160, 173, 185, 190, and it's got all the little teas listed. And then it's got boil as a separate thing. And then it also has a keep warm feature, which I like because if you're drinking your tea and you're done, this one here, you just got to fill it up and boil more water. This one here will keep your water warm so you can have another cup of tea or whatever. So I like this idea, and I just got it. I actually haven't even used it yet, but pretty quickly I will start using this guy, and away we go with my new tea thing. So I'm looking forward to that. It even came with its own little booklet on how to use the damn thing. So I'm gonna have to take a look at that a little bit, and then away we go.
Nice.
Do you guys remember I was telling you before about the when I was making my reservations for that place in in Lombok Island outside of Bali, and I had wanted to change my dates. I wanted to keep 2 nights at this particular place, but move them up 1 day. So I did like a Tuesday, Wednesday, but I wanted Monday, Tuesday. I emailed them. Oh, I said, "No, no, we can't do that. We'll have to charge you for a day because it's non-refundable, all this other stuff." So I sent back a email saying, "I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm gonna have to go ahead and, if that's the case, I'll just cancel the entire reservation and I'll, book again at one of your competitors." And they got back to me. A different guy got back to me right away and said, "Oh, we're sorry. We didn't realize that you just wanted to move it up a day and not really change anything, just kind of amend it." He said, "We'll go ahead and do that for you." So it was funny that, depending on who you talk to, you'll get different answers. So I'm glad that I sent that email, and I'm glad that they got back to me because that's the place that I wanted to stay. It's right where I want to be. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be coming up, and I'm getting all my ducks in a row. I only have one other hotel reservation to make, and I'm going to be good to go. And I got one problem: is the next day there's a day there. There's a holiday there on the 19th, or am I leaving on the 18th or something like that? On the 19th, there's a holiday in Indonesia, the Day of Silence or something like that, and it nothing happens that day. And then the night before, they have these big celebrations and all this stuff, and I'm gonna be caught right in the middle of that stuff because my flight leaves on the 18th. So I'm a little bit and my flight leaves early, and I gotta be to the airport, and they said that the shit goes all night long, these celebrations and all that stuff for the next for the Day of Silence. So the 18th is gonna be a madhouse, and I've gotta go from my hotel to the airport and be at the airport in time to go ahead and go through, customs and immigration and get my flight. Um, and my flight leaves at like 7 a.m., which means that I'm gonna have to be there early and get up early and leave because I don't know how long they said, it's gonna be very crowded in the city and this, that, and the other thing. Is what I did for my last little bit of my stay. I'm gonna stay right in Bali and not far from the airport. Um, so I'm right near the airport when it's getting time to leave. So I did that. I'm gonna spend 2 nights there, just before I fly out. So I'm not looking forward to that. I'm just wondering how bad it's gonna be. how early I'm gonna have to get up, so I'm just gonna have to play it by ear and see what happens once I get there. If that's the case, I'm just gonna end up if it's gonna be a madhouse and I'm gonna, risk missing my flight or having to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to get to the airport on time because of all the activity, I'm just gonna probably head to the airport earlier that night and maybe hang out at the airport, or they got hotels and all that kind of stuff, or little things you can stay in the airport. Um, so I'm up in the air on that one, but that's really the only questions I have. I gotta make one more because I gotta take a ferry from Bali to Lombok, and it goes out of these certain places, so I gotta when I get there, I have to travel over to where that ferry's at and then hop on that ferry and go the next morning because I'll be too late, um, that particular day when I land, um, so that's the only thing I gotta do is make that hotel reservation for that one night before I catch that ferry, and then everything else is already done. So, uh, I'm getting there. Dude, these Indonesia, these, the names of the cities and it's they're so long, I'm not used to that. I mean, if you look at some of the names of the cities, just it confuses the crap out of me, so, um, that's gonna be fun, but, I'm looking forward to it, um, and last week, I had to take my mom to the well, she had to go I had to take her in for, her yearly physical. That was about a month ago. She does that every year at the same time, so we did that, and I was talking to him about, she now she's 90, she's gonna be 94 in 2 months, okay, so she's, taking that vitamin B12 complex, and it makes your urine really smell, and, because she's 93, almost 94, she's dribbling around here and there and here and there, so I find myself doing lots of laundry and lots of cleaning, um, so they put her on, this medication, um, that we call it the pee pill. And so and they said this is super common, tons of elderly people take this thing, and they all call it the pee pill. So she's on the pee pill, and that's supposed to stop her. They're in there talking about, okay, well, we can do a procedure, and we can do. And I said to them, you guys, she's 90, almost 94 years old. We're not doing any procedure. Then they're going to lift up the liver or the kidney. I mean, I was like, no, 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 we're not doing any procedures. So we got her on this pill, the pee pill, and we're gonna see how that works, and then at the same time that they were supposed to do a urine test, and so they took her in the bathroom, they're gonna do it, she couldn't pee, so they gave me all the stuff, they said, "Okay, here, take this, and then you do it at home and then bring it back to us," and so I finally got the urine thing filled up, for her, and I could tell it smelled funny, smelled really strong and weird, and so I took it over there, and they must have done the test right in-house right that day, because they immediately called me and said, "She's got a urinary tract infection, and we gotta get you some, antibiotics." 2 pills a day for 5 days, so I had to go get 10 pills at the pharmacy, and tomorrow will be the last day of her, urinary tract infection pills, so, we're fixing up stuff as we go, and then I bought pee pads, not just pee pills, we got pea spray, it's called Odoban. You guys familiar with Odoban? You go anywhere in a lot of people were telling me about this Odoban. I'd never heard of it before. They say this stuff is super common. You'll see it everywhere. Wherever there's elderly people, this Odoban. So I bought it's a spray like that. So I bought the Odoban, and then I bought the pee pills, and I bought pee pads too because she had, she dribbling in her bed and stuff, and so I bought these pee pads too. Um, because it's a pain in the ass to have to take the mattress pad, the ones that go like a sheet and they go on your bed and they're real thick. Take that off because it goes through the sheets and right onto that mattress pad. Then that thing's too big to fit into the washer here, so I have to take it to the Super Suds, a place that does, commercial laundry, and they take it there and then they do it, and I know the people over there, and even those people had that Odoban stuff. I walked in, I saw a bottle of it sitting there. The lady was telling me, "Oh, yeah, she knows my mom really well." And, because we used to go over there all the time, I would take my mom, and, she said, "Yeah, that stuff will really work on those." So, I took that there, and then we put the pee pads, um, put down the mattress pad, the pee pads, then the sheet, and then we should be good to go, and if I gotta wash the sheets, I can do it right here at home, no big deal. So, we're working through all that stuff, and, everything seems to be going pretty well. Yeah, love it. Okay. You guys are probably sick and tired of me talking to you, just sitting here by myself talking to you. So I got a brand new team together. I got Nelson right here. He does all the board stuff and all the cameras and all the lights, and he helps me with my tech stuff here and there when I need them. And then I've got an actual company that does podcasts, and they're going to be doing the editing. Nelson's going to send the raw stuff over, and they're going to edit the stuff. And they're also the people that are going to help me find guests uh, and sometimes Nelson, what's it called? Sometimes a co-host. Um, so that stuff's coming. Things are moving a little slowly, but I had to make sure I had all my ducks in a row and I had to do things right. So, but we're getting there, and I'm going to keep some content coming to you until which time that we're able to have guests um, and build to that point. So I hope that that comes soon because I really, really want to do that. Because I mean, I would get sick of looking at me too. So I get it. Okay, so it's coming. Oh, and I gotta tell you what I did last week. I was It's been snowing like crazy here. It freaking snows, 2 inches every other day, 2 to 3 inches every other day. So you're out there, you gotta shovel, shovel, shovel. So what the hell was I doing? Oh, I was taking the Christmas tree down. And these Christmas trees, they come in and it comes in this big ass box. Thing weighs a freaking ton. It's a 7.5 foot one. So took it down and I'm carrying all the pieces down and I got everything in the box. And then I was like 10, 15 minutes later, I was just sitting there and I like reached over or bent over to grab something, just something very innocent, and my back went out, my whole back. And I was down for I mean, it was horrible. And I couldn't, if I got up and moved around, it felt better, but I couldn't, it was hard to get up and move around. If I sat down, then I tried to get up. It was so painful. Laying in bed was a nightmare. Laying in bed was great, but trying to get up from bed, I couldn't even stand. I would stand up and I couldn't even walk. And this went on for, 3, 4, 5 days. Then it finally got better pretty quickly. Um, and I'm to the point now where there's no pain or anything, but I still feel in my back, it just feels weird. Like, I don't know what's going on back there, but I bought this thing. Well, I bought this guy right here. He's like a little back brace, right? Um, and so it's got a thing in here that this thing's a hard plastic thing and it goes into your back and it, keeps you like this, I suppose. Then you can also heat this thing up in the microwave. It's like a little gel pack, and this will slide in here into this little pouch right here. And so then you can put heat on your back because that's what they said to do. They said heat on your back. And then I saw this when I was at the store buying I was buying some of those little heat things for your back, the little patches that stick onto your back. You know what I'm talking about, like Salon Paws, those things. And I saw this thing, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try this thing, and it works pretty well. And then I had to shovel snow a couple days ago when it snowed again, and I was just getting over the back thing. And so I said to myself, let's wear this brace while I'm out there shoveling. So I'll tell you, it worked like a champ. I put that brace on. I went out there shoving like a madman, and it worked. 2 days before that, I was in the throes of my pain, and it was bad, and it snowed really, really good that day. We got they said we were gonna get like 1 to 2 to 3 inches or whatever, and then later on, they said, "Well, sorry guys, but that system just stuck there and didn't move off like we thought, and it just kept snowing." We got like 6 inches of snow. And I'm thinking to myself, "Holy shit, I'm not gonna go out there and shovel. My back is, like, gone." The next door neighbor's got some guy that shovels her snow when it gets bad. So I look outside, Sure enough, there's that guy out there shoveling the snow. So I texted my neighbor. I said, "Hey, Sue, can you ask your guy if he'll do my walks too?" And sure enough, the next thing I know, the dude's at the front door knocking on the door. I said, "Hi," and I said, "Hey, can you do?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "What?" He said, "I'll do it for $30." I said, "Good man." I said, "Have at it." So he did it, and he did a nice job, and it was a lot of snow. So I'm glad I had somebody else to do it because of that pain I was in. And the guy was getting ready to leave, and I got his name and his number. I said, "Hey, listen, if I need you in the future, can I get a hold of you?" He said, "No problem at all." And so I said, "Thank you very much." I said, and I gave him 30, and I gave him an extra 10. I gave him 40. I said, "Lunch is on me today. Thanks for being right here and taking care of it so quickly." So that worked out really nice. Whew. Anyway, so the back's back. I got my new guy over here. I'm gonna try him out later today, and for the first time, that's gonna be fun. So that's gonna be it for today. Like I told you, we're getting ready. We're making more and more progress with the podcast. We're gonna have guests. We're gonna do this and that and the other thing, and we're working toward that right now. So until next time, Mike with Go Man Do. You guys have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye bye.